So, basically, since Comic-Con kind of took over the weekend, I wasn't able to do any Patreon requests. A lot of people were very understanding of that. You know, it was a big thing, and I couldn't juggle both Comic-Con news and Patreon, so, you know. I decided today I'm going to do as many Patreon requests as I can today, and hopefully maybe, like, assuming there's no other news or anything else, I can take care of some stuff over the week. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, so let's get started with our first Patreon request, and this one comes from Joel Davis, who asked me to do a Batman Spy X Family crossover idea. As always, if you guys would like to have a Patreon request done, just hit the link below, head on over to my Patreon, where you guys can start sending me your requests for videos to do here on Patreon. Once you guys hit the 3rd tier, that'll allow you access to send me requests for videos to do here on YouTube. And yeah, so just hit the link below, head on from over there. But anyway, let's get started. So the story begins with, essentially, Batman has been tracking Penguin. He's been tracking Penguin, who's been selling arms outside of the U.S. country. Penguin's always been a mover and shaker when it comes to arms dealing, but now Batman has noticed that that Penguin is now selling outside of the country, and that's usually not his MO. The farthest he gets is Metropolis. So Bruce wants to know who he's selling to. He really wants to know who is behind who the buyers are. And he wants to keep Penguin from selling those arms internationally. So Batman, during a meeting between Penguin and the buyers, Batman comes in, breaks it up, and that's when he realizes he hears the accents. He hears what language they're speaking. He goes, "They're Ostanian. This is the Republic of Ostania." So Batman fights them, and he does capture them, but the problem is the GCPD is forced to let them go because they were diplomats for a political party in Ostania, so they had diplomatic immunity. So they couldn't be held. Penguin got away with them, and now Penguin has apparently fled to Ostania. Penguin is still freaking out when the Ostanian Republic are like, you know, the members of that party are like, listen, you know, you're fine, you know, the police and the Americans, they can't get to you here. And Penguin and Cobblepot's like, no, you idiot, you don't get it. Batman's not going to care. Like, Batman is not going to care about diplomatic immunity or countries or anything like that. Batman is going to come here. Like, you idiots don't understand. You know, he's not like some cop or, you know, federal agent. He's a guy who is going to come to this country and probably hurt me even more and drag me back to Gotham. But not before wrecking your shit. So, and they're like, oh, he's just a guy in a Batman, you know, he's not Superman, for God's sake. You know, he can't do anything. Like, he's just a man. And Penguin goes, a lot of people have made that mistake. So, yes, Batman's in the, Bruce is in the Batcave. He's getting data together. He's finding out about, like, the political unrest in Ostania. And he's just getting ready for heading out. And Alfred's like, Master Wayne, should I make the call that Bruce Wayne is making a trip to Ostania? And he's like, it's a good idea, Alfred. So, Bruce goes as Bruce Wayne, claiming that, like, I'm here, you know, Bruce Wayne is in in Ostania to make, to look at the venture capital in the country. Like, probably open up a new, like, Wayne Industries, facility or warehouse, you know, work with the government or something like that. He's just kind of viewing options. So, that's the Bruce Wayne cover story. But, really, at night, he's dressing up as Batman and looking for Penguin. But yeah. Meanwhile, the spy service that Lloyd Folger is a part of, they're like, hey, so we got word that our good friends over at the Republic Party, they have they're working with the Penguin, and Lloyd is like, really, the Penguin? Isn't he American? He's like, yeah, he's an American criminal, and we're more concerned about what might happen if, we're worried about what kind of connections he has, because Penguin has connections to super beings in America. We don't want the metahuman crisis here in Ostania. The Ostanian government has made it clear that we don't want to get involved with, like, Lex Luthor or anyone like that. Furthermore, we've also heard that Bruce Wayne is in Ostania making, trying to smooth up to the government and businesses here in Ostania. And he's like, okay, why does that matter? And he's like, again, it falls under the same reason Penguin's here. Penguin and Wayne represent two different things that are dangerous to Ostania. The moment Wayne or Penguin get their foot in this country, that's when the people of Ostania get targeted. They're backing up with, like, data and shit. Like, if this shit goes sideways, like, they are now making us a target for, like, anything from the Legion of Doom to Justice League interference. You cannot let Penguin stay. We'll try to figure out, like, the government will probably, like, tell him no and turn Bruce Wayne down. Don't worry about it. But you gotta get Penguin out of here. Like, kill him if you have, like, kill Cobblepot if you have to, but you gotta do it quick, because we know what's coming next. And Lloyd is like, what's coming? And he's like, the Batman. Like, we know Batman is going to be here if he isn't already. So you gotta take him out. Meanwhile, Yor is kind of getting the same message from her assassin guild, and they're like, yeah, kill Cobblepot, because we know once Batman comes here, the next thing that's going to happen is the Justice League. And they'll tear us apart. And also, not only that, they'll probably, we'll probably get alerted, if Batman comes here, then we're going to be on the map for Ra's al Ghul and the League of Assassins. And we can't fight him. We are not going to war with Ra's al Ghul. So, get rid of that penguin. Get rid of that fucking bird. So, Yor and Lloyd both are given that order, and they're just like, oh, I'm going out for the night. I'm going out too. We're going to leave you with a babysitter tonight, Anya. And Anya's, like, read their minds. He's like, oh, they're going to fight Penguin. They're going to fight a supervillain. Anya, want to see. So Anya, sneaks out with the dog. Meanwhile, Lloyd and Yor are both separately, like, hunting Penguin and where they're keeping him. And Penguin's already, like, trying to make calls to the Legion of Doom. And during all this, like, Lloyd's, like, lining up a shot, and that's when a Batarang comes flying in, stops the gun, and that's when he's like, Cobblepot's coming with me. And turns around, it's Batman. Lloyd and Batman get into a fight. Yor is sneaking in, because all she saw was a shooter, and she's like, oh, it's fine. Like, he's, like, whoever that was, it's not a problem. I'm gonna go kill Cobblepot. They're distracted by something else. Batman and Lloyd fight, and Batman's like, you're good, but you're not my level. So Batman does actually apprehend Lloyd and tie him up, and he's like, you work for the Estonian government, right? Tell them that I'll be gone with Cobblepot. And, I'll be in and out. But first I'm going to deal with the other person I saw. And he's like, what other person? Batman's already gone. So, Batman is trying to get to Penguin. He's, like, silent, taking out all of the guards left and right. Meanwhile, Anya and the dog have snuck into the facility where Penguin's being kept, and they get discovered. And it goes about as well as you think, because that's when Batman's like, they captured a child. Yor sees this and is like, my baby! So Yor, like, puts on a mask, and just jumps into the crowd, starts taking them all out left and right. Meanwhile, Batman has jumped in to save the child. The two of them, like, team up back. Like, Yor and Batman look at each other like, not now. So they fight the henchmen together, and Cobblepot's trying to, like, hobble away and get away. But Batman, like, just fires his grappling gun, gets it around, like, Oswald's legs, wraps him up, and Yor gets a blade to his throat, and he's like, the bird is mine to kill. And he's like, you're welcome to try. But he's like, the girl means something to you. Take care of them first. And I'll be, you'll never see me or Penguin again. So Yor, like, has to back off because she's more worried about Anya. And Batman returns to Gotham with Penguin. Meanwhile, the Folger family is watching the news, and it was like, unfortunately, Bruce Wayne, venture capitalist of America, could not make a deal with the Ostanian government or any businesses in the country, and regrettably had to return to his country. They're having like an interview with Bruce Wayne. He's like, "Man, I really liked your country too. It would have been great, but I respect the people's. I respect your government's decision, and I will make sure that no other businesses like LexCorp or anyone else tries to put a foot in your country." So that's how the story ends. So there you go, guys. That is Batman Spy X Family. I'd like to thank Joel Davis for this Patreon request, as well as continued patronage. And you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of this story? Comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.